got some to spare. We've been fighting feeling when it's obvious that we both care. So take me to the moon. I wanna be with the stars. Send me into orbit. Oh, send me into orbit. Your eyes tell the truth.
What's up, good people? How y'all doing on this sexy Sunday afternoon? Is this the last Sunday of the month? No, wait. It's today the 22nd? It is. This is the last Sunday of the month. Oh my gosh. Very, very sacred indeed. You are tuned in to the Eccentric. I've been getting ready for an open mic, posting on a lot of different platforms. I just almost did a social media post. Let me get my brain together. This is the Central Eccentric podcast. And today's topic, jewelry falling off. You know what? I ain't got time for the madness. Today's topic is the delusion with designerwear. What defines you, values you, and makes you cool. This is a very important topic to me because I have been different all of my life. I'm a little bit, for some people, a lot of bit for other people, of an oddball, which is interesting because when you grow up in the hood, like I'm from the west side of Chicago, do you hear me? Born and raised, like it went down. That's it went down. But I've always been a nerd. I've always been different. I've always been an oddball. So, and then I'm so multifaceted. I got these, I like to call them multiple personalities, but these different facets of myself. I need to make sure my phone is on Do Not Disturb. Boom. But I've always been a multifaceted person. And so I blend in a lot of different spaces because I just can't be defined by one small portion or aspect of myself. I remember when I was younger, my favorite tennis shoe to wear, this is gonna crack y'all up. I wonder if y'all could guess what was my favorite tennis shoe. It was K-Swiss. I love me some doggone K-Swiss back in the day. I can't remember how many years I wore K-Swiss and nothing but, like, and people used to look at me like, what are you doing? I'm doing what I like to do. Like, why would I do anything different? Duh. But I think about what designer wear is. Like, why is it designer? Like, we gonna go there, y'all. To me, designer means nothing. I cannot understand for the life of me, you know, clothes come in the same kind of material. We got cotton, we got polyester, we got nylon. I just learned about a new fabric. I don't know, I can't remember what it is. We got denim. So you mean to tell me a piece of fabric that costs a certain amount of money in the fabric store, because it's fabric, and you can turn it into whatever you want to turn it into. Follow me, okay? You turn this piece of fabric into whatever your creative mastery and magic can turn it into. You feel me? And then, because somebody that's supposed to be important or rich, or they've been deemed that they got this title on them, now all of a sudden that piece of fabric costs more because it got them people name on it. I'll pass. That's just me. But eyeball here, like, most people are not going to do what the eyeball does because they're fucking eyeballs. Like, who wants to be an eyeball? People want to be cool. That's why it's like, what defines you? Like, cloth is cloth. Material is material. Let me tell y'all something. I would wear a white linen sheet, wrap that motherfucker up. And do you know how sexy I'll be? Boy, look, y'all ain't ready for me. We're going to get into it today. Oh, thank you. I'm reading my comments. Dark Lake, it's good to see you in the chat, brother. He says, hope you have a great show. Also, the skin is glowing. Now, I appreciate that. But on some real talk, I moisturized, because I was dry. For real, I was. And I took that good old petroleum jelly. I wish it was close enough to me. And I had to, dap and rub in and make sure I was, glistening and not dry and ashy and looking all beat up like torn up leather. But today we are talking about the Delusion with Designerwear. What defines you and makes you cool? And the reason why I say the Delusion with Designerwear goes back to what I was just saying a few moments ago. Like, it's just material. Like, I'm gonna give y'all an example. I have a young child that is 5 years of age, and all of her life, her godmother buys her nothing but what people call designer clothes. Now, I don't even believe in the term designer. That's just me again, being the oddball that I am. Like, designer, why? Because some so-called famous person name is on it. What the heck is famous? Anywho, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother episode. But it's just ludicrous to me how a piece of material, when you put a stamp on it, for some reason that's supposed to make the value go up. I don't value these people. Like, so why am I paying all of this money for their brand? Okay, it looks like we have a comment because somebody is waiting for a response. Thank you for your patience, beloved. I appreciate you so much. Trying to go to oh, there we go. Strolling through the comments to see what it is that you ask. I'll wait for a response. Respect you too, beloved. What's your question, darling? I don't see a comment or a question. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm not looking. There's only a few things here for Lighthouse 301. I appreciate you being here, boo. Yes, I am. You are welcome to come up at any time, dearie. Because we jumping right on into it. I'm probably not going to be on here long. I just found out today that I am living underneath, or someone, an aspiring rapper, I think, just moved in upstairs above me. And they've been doing some trap rap shit today. So it's a whole lot of outside influences as far as noises is going on right now, and I really don't want that to get in the way of the broadcasting. So depending on how noisy and crazy you get upstairs, yeah, we might have to keep it real short and real cute. But I was just saying, I have always been the kind of person, like, I do what I like. I'm not into what's so-called popular, what's name brand. It's just nonsense to me. I remember I moved out of Chicago in the year of 1997. I came back to Chicago to live in 2014. So that was over 17 years I was gone. And when I came back, I don't think I was wearing K-Swiss at the time, LOL. But it was a pair of shoes I had. And my nephew was like, Auntie, don't nobody wear that no more. And I said, but I'm somebody and I have it on. Like, you mean to tell me you're a nobody if you don't do what everybody else is doing? Like, are you serious? So you are defined by what everybody else thinks. You don't have your own individual personality. If everybody else is doing it, it's cool. I want to be cool, so I got to do what they doing. I don't think I can name 5 so-called designer brands. I can't do it. I don't know what they are because I don't care. Like, no, thank you. I do not want to pronounce your name wrong. Clismax Mistress? Somebody break your name down for me, darling. Good evening to you as well. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it so much.
It's climax. It's climax.
You know, me and my slow moments. What the heck did I say? Clismax? You know what? You would think I would know all about what a climax is, no matter how it's spelled. Climax Mistress. All right now. Right on. Thank you, because I needed that. What's up, my brother? Thank you for tuning in. Climax Mistress. I appreciate you joining in, being in the chat, darling. What's up, bro?
Respect to you.
You are looking mighty nice. Tonight, late this evening, but you look handsome.
I'll just take that into.
Oh, you're a poet. I am not surprised. I didn't think poet, but I'm like, there got to be some lifestyle stuff. But yeah, very artistic. I know that artsy shit when I see it. Grabs your attention, takes a hold on you real quick. But yeah, we are talking about the delusion with, I'm gonna say, so-called designer wear, because I don't believe in designer wear. Clothes are clothes. I rock something from Walmart, Target. I said a little while ago, I'll take a doggone white sheet or any kind of doggone sheet. Tie that mug up, make me a sexy dress, and go outside to people with some heels on too. I'd be fly as fucking. Wouldn't nobody be able to tell me shit. Write my goddamn name on the goddamn back of that motherfucker. Designer what? Shit. I'm the designer, goddamn it.
Okay. So you can hear me correct?
Uh-huh.
I believe that there's a difference between making do and recognizing your value. All right, so there's nothing wrong with, any designer that we can think of, they made their own clothes, right? They make their own. Our whole thing is, I don't ever want us to forget that there is nothing wrong with having great quality fabric. There's nothing wrong with paying in a couple extra dollars to get better service, you know? And I'm just one of those, I don't want to settle for bare minimum because, again, this is why I say recognize. And now, again, that's why I say it's the difference between making do, right? You just making do. Like, you know how to make your own little something, something. You know how to go and just shop and really put something together. It could be like the coat from Burlington, the shirt from Marshall's, this right here from such and such. Like, you know how to put it together. But overall, I never wanted to lose sight that, once upon a time, like we had the finest of gold. And that was just a regular thing. Like that's what we set drinks out of. We set drinks out of golden cups. So I'm just saying that to say, don't lose sight of having quality. But the main thing is priority. A lot of us do not keep priority in check when we overspend. But it's nothing like a great quality pair of shoes. It's nothing like a great quality soap.
So let me stop you for a moment.
Like it.
Great quality, to me, there's a difference between great quality and what people call designer wear. It doesn't have to be designer or name brand to be great quality. For me, the delusion comes in to where you ain't nobody or you ain't cool or like what the popular term in Chicago, you a goofy if you ain't got on what everybody else rocking. Don't nobody wear that's old. What the fuck you mean it's old? Like what?
The only thing I can say to that, beloved, is honestly, forever and a day. We've always had that ever since back in the day of like Starter and Eddie Bauer, Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Rugged wear. Like, I mean, we can go down a line of like stuff that like was like real big at one point, and now we, you know what I'm saying, have moved forward. I will agree with you. To land it right here, I will agree with you. We are the name itself. We're so focused on. Uh, there are plenty of clothing lines that everybody don't necessarily wear, but it's still of great quality. Like me personally, I love a good Carhartt. That's just me. I'm a Carhartt guy. You know what I mean? Because I'm a woodsman. But everybody doesn't recognize the value in that. So what it comes down to is not about the money. We're not speaking about money. We're speaking about quality of fabric and quality of what you paid for. And that's why I said knowing your worth. I don't ever want to like just be buying cheap stuff just because it'll get me by. That's just not my headspace. That's all. I digress.
I feel you. That brings me to the second part of the topic for tonight. What defines you and makes you cool? Is it the fact that you got on something that a celebrity might rock, or something that somebody like look at you, that you like, the social status thing? It always comes back to the social status of our peers. We want to be recognized with a lot of people, and it's like, if your value comes from other people thinking you cool based off external things, then that's delusional to me. That's when it becomes delusional. So you mean to tell me when you take all them clothes off, you ain't cool? Or you cool because you was able to put those clothes on? But where are you lacking in other areas? Like you feel like you cool here, but is it really cool if you are stretching yourself thin trying to be cool, to have an image? the living above your means. I guess it's okay when you got it. I don't even know. I don't see it's. I'm trying not to be biased because I don't even believe in the word. So I want to speak from a general view, but it's difficult for me because I just don't believe in the word designer. I don't. I don't even believe in the word famous. Like what? People are people. What is a celebrity?
You don't have to believe in something for it to be.
That is true.
There are a lot of people who don't believe in the devil. Doesn't mean it don't exist.
So let me ask you this.
So
What's the definition of a celebrity? I be meaning to look stuff up and I don't be getting around to it.
I'm not into that, so I'm the wrong person to ask. I don't want to stay in and try to. Oh, I don't have an answer to that because I don't look into that myself. So I don't want to just say anything and try to sound smart. I don't know.
I feel you. I know exactly where you're coming from. Um and neither do I. But when I think about it, it's like from what people celebrity is somebody that has a high status or somebody that is popular and recognized by a lot of people or something like that. I assume that that's the definition of a celebrity is somewhere along those lines. uh so to me anybody can
Well,
be a celebrity, like do a certain tax, and it can't be a tax bracket thing because you got people that make more than so-called celebrities and they're not celebrities because like they're not recognized all over the world. They don't have is it a social status thing? Like is all of that stuff is crazy to me. With
right.
that being the case, there is no way on earth somebody that is just as human as I am, that is no more important than I am going to pay X amount of dollars just so I can feel like I'm cool because I'm rocking their name. What? I
All
don't
right.
need I don't need to wear your name.
Well, to go back to your question, say me myself personally, you was asking about is it about the clothes? No, I would say over here, at least on my side, it's about the light, it's the aura. That's it. I've been studying dudes that have to lead with the wallet. The conclusion that I have genuinely come to is that that is their go-to because that is their strength. Everybody has a different
That
quality.
part right there.
You know, everybody has a different quality and strength. So I mean, do we really look at the spread like, you know, outside of you actually know yourself, believe it or not. A trick knows himself. You want to know why they trick? Because they know if I don't have this bread, I really don't have 9 times out of 10 what it takes to get it. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use what I know I have. I got these funds, I got a nice car, I got endless drawers of the latest shoes, and I can look the part. I ain't really about shit. It ain't really too much to me. It ain't a whole lot of depth. It's a pond over. I mean, it's a puddle over here, not an ocean. It's not an ocean over here. It's a puddle. So if you try to look too deep into myself, you're only going to see your own reflection, right?
You know what? I'm so glad you say that because I thought about, when people are dry, you in the desert, you see that goddamn mirage. It look real good, like it's a lot going on. That's a fucking mirage. Like that, it ain't hardly nothing going on over there. You get to it and be like, damn, this all is what? What the hell going on with my eyes? Like what is this?
But see, the thing is where I'm at is that you have to recognize the simple fact of we have to recognize that that is that person's strength. Their strength is I can look. I got bread. I got some money. I can pay for shit. I know I'm not the best looking dude. Look, I ain't got the funniest jokes. I was clowned all through high school, but you know what? I grew up, I got this great career, and now I can pay for you. Literally is the headspace. I can pay not for you, but like I can pay for you and your respect. I can pay for you to go ahead and I can pay for shit. I don't have it in me. I don't have that aura. I don't have that glow to just like have them drawn to me. So I gotta utilize what I have. And you know something? It's women that do the same thing. There are women who know I'm not really that deep. I don't have that much to offer, but I got a good ass deep throat and I look nice. And when we go out, you're going to love being next to me. But outside of that, I don't know how to have the deep discussions. I don't know how to confine you when you're going through your hard times. And we just got to recognize people give what they have to offer more than anything.
You know what? I heard you say that, and immediately I went back to the Players Club. I think it was Diamond on the Players Club that was telling the other character, you got to use what you have to get what you want. And
Basically,
immediately I had a revelation, and I'm like, everybody in life is using what they have to get what they want, whether it's intelligence, whether it's money, whether it's looks, whether it's lies, fucking manipulation. We all using what we have to get what we want out of life.
do you think for a second after my accident, you think you think for a second after my accident and I lose a limb, do you not think for a second I did not have to adjust in order to keep a woman in my life, in order to keep myself still in the game? I'm still in the game, coach, right? So I had to adjust. So you know what I had to do? I thank God I have a mind and I have charisma and I got a sense of humor. I use what it is that I have. I use my deep intellect. I use my sense of humor. I use the fact that I can still cook. I use my go-tos. I don't need to lead with the wallet, but I do use my go-tos. And so that's the way I see it in that sense. So I'm not saying it's right. And honestly, if they was to ever come to me and ask me, what do I think? I would be like, you need to figure out a better way of how to sell yourself because we're all selling ourselves. I don't care what you think. Every day you step out the door, when you dress up, when you present yourself, you're selling yourself. And you just need to think of a different way to sell yourself. And a lot
Right.
of people like to take the easy way because in order for you to land it and give you the floor back, beloved, a lot of people to just default, I'm going to defer to the body. I'm going to defer to my pockets and I can pay for this and I got a nice Mustang or a car. The fact is that uh, that's, that's what it is they have to offer. You got it. I digress my mic.
I'm gonna go to some comments. Climax Mistress said, have an amazing evening on purpose. Thank you, beloved. We have Braxton has Snake Eyes 24 that is in the chat. They got the emoji eyes in the ear, so they looking and they listening. You figured out what's going on yet? And they're from Louisiana. Yo, what part of Louisiana? I fucks with the L. And Braxton has Snake Eyes 24 says, the thing is, well, not the thing is, I'm adding. Thing is to never sell yourself short. Ashe. And there's nothing wrong with selling yourself because we are a product. We're on the market for something. Who do we want to market ourselves to is also an important factor when it comes to selling ourselves, because consumers, you got to think about what kind of consumer you want to be in the presence and the company of. But I think about I wanted to ask you what was the difference before you lost a limb in how you presented yourself and the making up? I'm trying to think of the word that you used, because we were talking about using what we have to get what we want. What did you use prior to losing a limb, and then post losing a limb? Walk us through that.
I'm smiling for a reason. Great question. I'm gonna tell you what's kept me going throughout anything that's ever, because even before the limb aspect of it, of my life, I've always had adversities and struggles. Before that happened, I was dealing with court stuff, prison. I was dealing with where to stay. I was dealing with a lot of things. I've gone through a lot, yo. I just don't come online bitter and angry so y'all wouldn't think I've been through what I've been through. But what have I used the entire time to answer your question? My mind. It's the headspace. I don't talk to myself a certain way. I don't use certain words. Like I don't use handicap. I use I'm reborn. I'm redefined, more robust. It's a way that I speak to myself that keeps me going. So no matter what category of life it is, business, relationship, friendship, everyday life, you name it, it's my headspace. My attractiveness, like I said, is my light, it's my aura. I have very nice, fancy things around me. Oh gosh, if I can take you through a tour, which I won't. But I have all kind of fancy, nice things. Not too many people have a piano in their house. I do. But do you ever hear me lead with that? Some of you all probably only know that because I said it now. I don't lead with material. I lead with myself. And a lot of people who don't lead with themselves is because of what I always talk about. They don't know themselves. See, I know exactly what I'm leading with and I know what I consist of. I know what I have to offer. But I digress.
And not only that, if I can say this really, really quick, I wasn't trying to cut you off, but it goes back to something else we always say, knowing what your value is. When you don't lead with yourself, it's because you don't know the value and who you are as a being outside of exterior things. So many good points are coming up because I thought about something. Getting back to the topic with the delusion and what defines people and makes them cool, but I forgot it just as quick as it came to me. It got in and got out like a 1 minute, man. Like 2 pumps, it was gone. Like I don't like what the hell happened. I don't know. It's out of there. So I'm gonna go to the comments.
No, I was going to say briefly.
Go ahead.
No. Read your comments, girl. My bad. I might be on a delay, so my bad. Read your comments first and then get back to me.
Going back to Braxton has Snake Eyes 24. They are from Monroe. My best friend is from Monroe. So I loved when people say they're from Monroe because I don't know a lot about Louisiana. The only thing I know about Louisiana is Monroe because I've been there a couple of times and I've been to Shreveport. Then of course everybody knows New Orleans, blah blah blah. And then there's another popular city. I dated somebody from there. I can't remember what that is, but I love Monroe, country ass town. Yeah, Monroe country as hell. Traditionally, humor, comedic characteristics come from somber, dull experiences. This is in the way. What is this that's in the way of the comment that I can't read it? Oh, that's gonna piss me off. $sign in the corner. But something about a defense mechanism or a triumphant tool. Can you elaborate on that for me, dearie?
Let me go ahead and read it for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It says traditionally humor slash comedic characteristics come from sober slash dull experience. Uh, it can defense mechanism. Okay. It says it can defense mechanism or triumphant tool. So I guess they're saying it can be a defense mechanism or a triumphant tool. There you go. Triumphant. Excuse me. There you go.
That's a very interesting point of view. Because I don't know if humor. Yeah, I want you to elaborate on that. Like, how does humor, from your life experiences and from what you've seen, how does that come from somber experiences? Well, you know what? The bells are ringing. I'm starting to pick up on it. I understand. I don't know if all of them though. Some humor people are just goofy, but I do know all about the I gotta laugh to keep from crying. Sometimes I laugh about stuff, sometimes I cry about it. It's just one of those things. If we don't laugh about the things that are um challenging for us, then it makes it, in my opinion, of course, a lot more difficult to overcome it because it's so burdensome. And laughter lifts our spirit. So when we're able to laugh about a thing, it makes it lighter. You can just float on through it. Like OG from Fran Drescher, as funny as she was in the 90s, the nanny you would never know she went through essay at gunpoint by a black guy. That was difficult to read. I didn't want to say that. And divorced from her first husband.
Let me help you out real quick with something, right? Let me help you out with something. Just because maybe nobody else said it to you. Go through your comments and scan through them. Pull up what you want to pull up. Like like sometimes when they just talking to each other, like such and such said hi to such and such, like you know what I mean? So just that way it'll help you navigate just a little bit better. You know what I mean? Because like when you said I ain't gonna pull that up, like nah, I get you because I've done that myself. I just pulled it up because it's a comment. If somebody's speaking, I want to be interactive, but it's like, God dang it, I should have read that first. So
No, that's not what I meant. I was talking about the parentheses part of the comment that says by a black guy. It kind of it was gut wrenching for me. The fact that she was SA'd is bad enough, but I gotta specifically say that it was by a black guy. It was like, oh, not my people. Like, why is that a specific point? It hit me a certain way that made me uncomfortable, and I didn't want to read that part.
I get it. Okay. No, you get it.
She's been with several black men before in her past life and has mentioned when she was on Sway's Universe that terrible traumatic experience didn't change her perspective of a specific group of men. Well, right on. I mean, the beautiful thing about life is not all of our traumatic experiences or challenging spirit challenging experiences changes our view. Some of us can still have the same loving, pure, caring heart. It just all depends. It's one of those things, different strokes for different folks. But I want to get back into this the topic of the delusion with Designerwear and what defines you and makes you cool. Answer that question for me. Braxton has Snake Eyes 24. What defines you and makes you cool? And how do you feel about designer clothing? Do you have a take on that at all? I'm trying to think about something else that I have been judged for, as far as like the way I outwardly present myself, the way I dress, because I'm a very eccentric person. This is the sensual eccentric. I've been having a lot of issues with my speech lately, and I hope it's not neurological. So I'm going to say that, because lately it's been getting on my nerves a bit much, and I'm really paying attention to, like, nigga, you mess your words up a lot these days. Like, I say words backwards, and it's a lot going on with my speech. So y'all bear with me when I'm pronouncing things wrong, because it's been a thing with me lately. I'm paying attention to that. But being that this is the Sensual Eccentric podcast, it's called Sensual Eccentric because that's a part of my nature, my character. I'm a very eccentric person. I dress wild, or what to some people it may not be wild, but for most people in the hood, I dress wild and crazy as fuck. They be looking at me like, what the hell is she doing? Like, go outside on a normal Tuesday and I could have on a fucking crown and looking like I'm the queen of Africa or something, and people just be like, they don't know what to think of me. Like, I don't know if people want to throw up a fist and be like, right on, sister, or what. But I've always been judged by how I dress, because it's not typical for most people, or the demographic of where I live. And I get looked at, talked about, and it's not accepted a whole lot. But then there are some people that are, that get the little side eye, like, it's kind of cool that you brave enough to step out and do something that dramatic. Because sometimes it's just dramatic for people, and people don't really like dramatic. People don't like different either, most of the time.
No, I'm gonna tell you what it is. What people are really, you want to read that first? What people are really attracted to more than anything is the simple fact that it's something about a person who unapologetically is willing to be themselves. It's you being you, like you saying, I'm comfortable in this form. But a lot of people are not. So you're gonna have three forms of people that's going to, you're gonna come across. When you are unapologetically yourself, you're gonna come across the person who absolutely adores it and they love it. You're gonna come across way more haters who don't want to try to get it or understand you and why you do what you do. And then you're going to have that third party, which is just indifferent. They don't care either way. That's who you're going to come across. You're going to come across those who really love you, those who really hate you because you're who you are. And then you're going to come across those who don't give a shit what you do. I digress. My mic is muted.
Just like that. It's really just like that. I'm gonna add to that or expound on that, and then I'm gonna go to the see what's going on in the comments. But most of the people that are, and I'm gonna say this purposefully, that are supposed to be the closest to me are the ones that are the most judgmental. And the judgment comes from, how dare you be brave enough to be different, to be a leader, to be a trendsetter. Like, why would you want to put yourself through that scrutiny? And so I understand that it's a jealousy thing, because people are not brave. Most people are not brave in that way. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Let's see what's going on in these comments.
It's not about. I mean, you let me know when I can get the. Hear me? I'm
Yeah,
saying you let me know
I
when I
thought
can get
I thought I was muted, so that's why I nodded my head. Um,
what.
so Braxton has Snake Eyes 24. I don't like reading people whole names. I ain't gonna do that. I hope y'all not offended. Can I just call you Snake Eyes or Braxton? Is that okay? Cause we be having some long names. I got a long ass name. Galaxy Venus Dimension. I don't want nobody saying that long ass shit. Just call me Galaxy. Call me Venus. But Braxton says, I've never been cool because I've always been the opposite, been lame. Weird, cursed, ugly, useless, stupid, worthless, unattractive, good for nothing. So you say, are so you didn't say that you've been called that. If I'm reading correctly, it says I've always been, and then you named those things. Thank you for your permission, dearie. I appreciate that. I'm gonna say something to that because that's kind of touching my heart chakra a little bit. Myself being somebody else, or myself being also someone that has been called lame. Even man, I'm cool as shit. Fuck they talking about. Um and weird. It's only because people, it's like if you're not like them, people are very cliquish. It's like they want to define you based off what their personality is. But I don't believe in the word lame, because somebody that has the same characteristics as you, if there's no such thing as lame, there's no such thing as odd, there's no such thing as weird, because what's weird to somebody else is not, if it's not weird to at least one person, is not weird. Everybody on the planet would have to deem something weird or lame in order for it to be lame, if that makes any sense. Y'all following what I'm saying? Like it's people's opinion is not a definition. It's
I'm
not
gonna be.
definitive. Go ahead.
Yeah, to be honest with you, what I'm hearing more than anything is whether it wants to be agreed upon or not is subconscious. It's that right there because how you said, you're not saying you were called that, but you're saying all of these different characteristics that are pleasing. And what I come to the conclusion of is that's a subconscious. We talk to ourselves way more than people will ever speak to us. The number one voice you're going to hear more than anybody else's is your own. I don't care what's said to you over and over again. Your own voice is what you hear the most repetitively. So what I'm hearing is a subconscious reflection of what they possibly think the world thinks of them. He may not see himself that way, but subconsciously, that may be what he thinks the world see him as. And that's 9 times out of 10 where that response came from. I could be completely.
I'm so glad you said that, because I was going to bring up that exact point myself. That a lot of times when we are using those words to define ourselves, it's based off how society or the masses live. And if the masses and the majority of society don't live this way, then we put ourselves over here and we deem ourselves this. I've been guilty of it. Been there, done that, climbed that wall, and then kicked that motherfucker down. Like, fuck that goddamn wall. Is that wall full of shit, in my opinion.
You want to know the wildest part about it is that those are misfits. Like misfits. We used to use that word because you miss the fit of life. And no, it's not about being a misfit. It's more so about the simple fact that majority of people are part of the herd. You're always going to stand out if you are a shepherd. If you're one who either leads the herd or you design your own herd, however it works, you're considered shepherd. So when you said that I get from people who were closest to me, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Like, I don't understand. Like, I mean, you trying to be different. You think you so cute, huh? You think you just better than us. No, that's not what it is that they're saying to you. What they're saying to you is, can you please not elevate? Because I'm not about to elevate. I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying right here. Why you getting ready to leave? It's like you're going off to college. It's like leaving to go overseas to the military. Like, don't go nowhere. We want you to stay right here. And I'm talking about in the headspace. We want you to stay right here where we are. Don't you ever think to yourself, I'm about to like elevate and gravitate to those who I see that is on a level above me because I want to get up there with them. No, stay down here with us. It's comfortable, isn't it? It's nice and cushy being down here with us. Isn't it nice and like you ain't gotta really think too much? Don't nobody question nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool down here, isn't it? Ain't it cool? Don't go nowhere. Just stay right here.
That bliss stuff, and we know what bliss is, right? What's on the other side of bliss? Go ahead and say it.
No, you're the hostess. You tell the people.
I'm asking you. The
What's on
other side
the
of bliss is ignorance.
that wasn't the word I used, but okay. But it's along the line.
That's where I was going with that. He was talking about stay down here with us. It's cool. It's comfortable. You ain't got to think too much. That's that ignorance is bliss. You just carefree and everything is like so you think, but it really ain't. There were so many good points up in that. Shit. Once again, that mini man that came in and came, boy, he quick with it.
I ain't mad at you, but even when you were saying like the ignorance being bliss, that is absolute because it's real comfortable. Like I said it before, even down to like, for example, relationship topics. Most people would rather just tell you how to leave as opposed to really try to help gear and steer you on how to stay, considering there's nothing extreme taking place. I'm saying that to say it's much more easier to give the easy way out type of advice than it is to really tell people to just work on yourselves. And a lot of people who are in this position know that to tell people to work on themselves, I'm going to lose folks because most people do not want to do that. Like the very moment I say, look inside yourself, they're going to be like, so you blaming me? You victim shaming? So what are we doing? So yeah.
That is so much to be said right there. I ain't gonna even dive off into that, but I thought about the point I was going to expound on when you was talking about being the shepherd and how most people are. I don't think you used the word sheep. What word did you use?
Oh, shoot, my bad. I was on mute. Herd. I believe it's a herd mentality. Yes.
I had never heard it put that way because, I use the typical word. People are followers. And when you get a leader, because the leader is so far in the front, it looks odd, like you all the way in the front. And so it's uncomfortable for the people that are following. If, because the leader usually has on, they set the tone. Some people that are following, even though they're just following because they're followers. It don't mean that they're comfortable with what they're following. But most leaders are like they're trendsetters. They stick out like a sore thumb. I think about Albert Einstein, how different he was. He probably looked crazy as fuck to a lot of goddamn people. Like, nigga, who do you think you are? Nigga, you crazy as hell. Yeah, I'm crazy, but I got some shit that's going on. Like, you don't understand it because you too simple. Ooh, I'm trying not to name call. That sounds so degrading. But I say that because people that are creative and leaders and trendsetters, we have a certain kind of mentality that people think we crazy. But no, we're not crazy. We're creative though. That's one of the things that we are. And maybe you're just not as creative as we are because you have this simplicity of things. And so our creativity is so vast that it's a bit much for you. But just because it's a bit much for you doesn't mean that there is something wrong with us, that we need to pull back because all you see is simplicity. Simplicity ain't good enough for us. Like, people can look at you, think about abstract art. People be like, what the fuck is that? That ain't shit. You know how much money people pay for abstract art, but to you it ain't shit. That's some bullshit. Woo, that is a mouthful right there. You look like you itching to go to say something.
Nah, just it sounds like a saying that I kind of came up with. Me as a man, you know how they say men are simple, but the main thing I always tell women is I am simplistic in my complexity. Say that again. I am simplistic in my complexity. So, like, I am very complex, but when you get to know me, it's very simple, and it becomes rudimentary. Respect to you.
I've been saying that all of my life. I kid you not. All of my life, since I was about 21 at the most. It may have, I think I started saying about 9. Like, I seem complicated, but I'm only complicated because you don't understand the layers. It's really, it's impacted.
I get that. Since you're not 24/7. What is he talking about? What I had to learn is that I cannot keep bringing myself back down here because you all don't know how to come up here. And I said it just like that. Just because you don't know how to elevate to where I am, and or you just don't get it. We can be on the same page, but you just don't get it. That also happens. But I'm not about to be looked at as crazy, or I don't know what I'm talking about, or I'm on some other stuff. He just high. Nah, you're not about to hit me with none of that. I can, in a concise form, I know exactly what it is I'm saying and what I mean by it and everything else. But rock out, beloved.
I'm going to get to these comments because we are approaching the 1 hour mark. Yay. Braxton says, okay, I see. I be scrolling down, and then I got my engineer that's highlighting it for me. Thank you, boo. Appreciate it. Alongside that, I've been told that I am cool here and there, but I think one of the things that makes me cool is my style / swag. I like my own style together. So you put your own style together. It sounds like you're eclectic. I love eclectic people. Bring up the next comment for me. So if I may, thank you, Spirit. So Spirit just spoke to me, and I don't know you, sweetheart. This is the first time I believe that I have ever interacted with you. And if I may, I want to ask permission because sometimes people give unsolicited advice. Sometimes people don't want to hear what the fuck you got to say. So I am going to ask if I may.
No, you're not. You're not about to do none of that. What you about to do is you about to say what you got to say on your show tonight. They are here. They're going to listen to what the hostess has to say. You ain't got to print the goddamn thing. Say that. Say it.
Put me in my place. I love it. Okay, so thank you. Because I overthink. I be tripping, man. Okay, so I want to give you a charge to every day for the next 30 days say something that you like about yourself. And I want you to say it out loud, like actually look in the mirror. And during the course of doing that, if you do it, come back next week. If everything goes correctly, I'm usually here on Wednesdays, but I was sick earlier this week, so I missed my regular Wednesday broadcasting. But come back on Wednesday, if you're able to, and tell me if you've seen a difference in you giving yourself affirmations or saying something that you like about yourself as you look in the mirror. I think that's going to be very, very important for you. But let's go to the next comment. Dun, 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 dun.
What you just spoke about. When you're finished, go to the next comment. When you're done, I'll get to it after.
You in Big Brother mode tonight. Like, girl, stop playing. Go ahead and say what the fuck you need to say.
I mean, that's. But what it's supposed to be. Like let me camera. I'm obviously a clear as day see. One of my own is trying to work and navigate this. I'm a little more hip than you. Let me go ahead and just kind of like show the sister ropes a little bit. Give her whatever information I have to offer. Ain't no gatekeeping over here. And that's the one thing we don't do. Like, we don't be trying to like, just like, man, just help them out real quick. Just toss them a little something. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I ain't got no problems with just real quick helping you out. And it's not to run your show. It's only to help you.
To be a vessel, that's what the show is all about. I am a vessel, but I tend to overthink sometimes. I got so many different aspects of myself, but I know it's important that people have to be ready for the manner that you give them. Sometimes you can't serve people something if they're not ready for it because they're not going to accept it. So I never want to serve somebody something that they're not ready for. So I'll ask permission because, are you hungry? Do you want this food, sugar? Because if you ain't hungry.
No, you're supposed to pay attention. It's where you're from. So woman intuition and discernment is supposed to kick in. You are supposed to know as a woman. Right? That intuition, that discernment is supposed to just like boom, right then and there. You're supposed to have that. Is somebody willing to listen to what you have to say? The fact is that we should know by now, you can't please everybody. You're not everybody's cup of tea. You're not everybody's sip of water. That's just what it is, right? So since we know this, the only thing that there is left to do is just give your message. And give your message with your heart. Give it with everything you got. And whoever receives it was supposed to receive it. I don't care what you do tonight. Let's just take Brother Braxton in the chat because he's been there the most, right? Let's take him in the chat. If whatever you say, no matter what, he's not going to receive it, it's nothing you can do to make him. The only thing you can do and the only thing you're supposed to do is just simply deliver the message. The post office person don't have nothing to do with how much your bill is. They're just there to put it in your mailbox. That's the only thing they're there to do. If you decide to open your mailbox and cuss out everything that's going on in life, that has nothing to do with me. All I did was deliver.
I know what you're saying. I totally agree. And my discernment works, or the way my discernment works is I do that most of the time, but not 100% of the time. It just all depends on what mood I'm in. He says, I'm for sure different because I'm goth, punk, metalhead, and happens to be a black. Haha. In these times, black people into subcultures are more known alike back in the day. Now, are more known unlike back in the day. And then I think I saw another comment that said you haven't seen a lot of Black goth people. I just see, and I knew you were eclectic. I can feel your energy. I want to ask you, have you accepted yourself? Like, you are who you are, but do you completely like who you are? Are you comfortable with that? Or has society made you feel kind of like cringy and uncomfortable because you're, to them, different? He says, and my drawing makes me somewhat cool. Oh, where did it go?
You hit it on the head right there. I didn't know I was you. I wanted to say something to that.
Give me,
Oh no, read.
I'm gonna read the comment first. And my
But
drawings makes me somewhat cool, I'd say. I mainly draw cartoons, anime, manga, manhwa. Manhwa. I don't know how to pronounce that. And American cartoons. Now that's cool as shit, man.
manhwa. Let me tell you what the goth like is about. Because I actually have quite a few friends I grew up with that's in that lifestyle. I know about that because of where I come from, that suburban area. Where you got that mix, you got those of us that's like us, but then you come across some very different characters, right? I don't come from the hood. So you're absolutely right. It's almost like the Goonies. And it's like what I was saying before, as far as the misfits. A lot of people that get into the goth life is because, for whatever reason, they weren't really truly accepted and they had to find their niche. And so you have different types of groups of people who click and get together simply on the basis of that. They're getting together simply because we all know that since we the outfit of this, we're going to become those who are actually collectively known through what it is that we do. So yeah, drawing manga, you know, gaming, uh, designing certain kind of clothes and art, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, that's really what you're going to find in that group because most people just want to fit in. Most people, they just want to go along to get along. And to land it right here, it's not always about going along to get along more so than finding who you are in yourself so that you can get along with people based upon I'm around my tribe because I know we're of kin spirit. I know myself so good. I know when I'm around somebody who's just like me in that sense. If you don't know yourself, you're gonna find yourself wandering and just trying to find out where do I fit in. Like you're gonna find yourself around a little bit of everybody, a little bit of the thugs, a little bit of the business people, a little bit of the prostitutes and hoes, a little bit of the everything because you don't know yourself and you're trying to. Where do I?
If you don't tell
Where do I
my
sit?
story before I became comfortable with myself.
Well, I tell you. So I mean, I digress. My mic is muted. You go ahead and pick up on it, girl. Yeah, go ahead. Give us what you want to give us about your story. Come on now.
Man, look, it's so much to be said about that. But I want to bring it back full circle. With Braxton's last comment. He's a very eclectic, eccentric soul. And so the topic is, what defines you and makes you cool. The fact that you are that eclectic, that you can stand out. Everybody can't do what you do. Like real talk. Everybody can't be that kind of cool because that kind of cool stands out. What most people's definition of cool is fitting in. And so it's It's like water. It's bland. This ain't even Kool-Aid. This is like, this would be what it would be. What's something that people wouldn't spike? Spiked apple cider or spiked apple juice or something. Like who would spike apple juice? That I don't know why Spirit is giving, but that's what I see. It's like, you're like spiked apple juice. People are like, what the fuck is that?
I have a couple stories, not myself, but I've heard of a couple stories in college where yes, the apple juice was replaced for pee, so it was spiked. Okay, all right, it's called pranks. All right, and once upon a time, that's what people used to do. So now, when you said the apple juice, I'm like, I can think of a couple things I can make that.
I'm gonna go to these comments. And Braxton, I appreciate you so much for interacting, for being here, just sharing space with us. You are welcome to join the panel if you would so like to, dearie. Just so you know. He says, I'm well comfortable with it. Plus, it comes with the territory. When you're different, you're gonna stand out, especially if it's obvious when it comes to that type of style. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think about gothic and the gothic culture reminds me a little bit of the kink culture and lifestyle. And I'm a big kink and well, I'm kink adjacent. Well, I like kinky shit. But I'm lifestyle adjacent because I'm polyamorous and yada yada yada. But I would totally let my man walk me down the street with my motherfucking leash and with my collar on and want a motherfucker to stare. Come at what the heck? What, girl? You got that man leading you by a leash? Yes, and what else do you want to know? He says, by the way, goth, metal, punk, or emo subculture isn't all about the negative stereotypical accusations. Nothing ever truly is. People will look at something so one-sided and totally uneducated about the broader spectrum of it. Devil or demon worship, always wearing black, being depressed, causing trouble, etc. Ha ha, shaking my head. I feel you on that.
Interesting.
What's interesting?
Because the number one thing that I always think to myself is why a person does what they do. When you say even down, like, I'll dress, I'll let my man walk me on the leash. When Braxton says causing trouble and mischief and everything else, I don't shift to bad people. No, the first thing come to my mind is what's the root of this street? How far does it go? What's going on to where, and I don't mean like in a bad place. This is where we are. Just this is where we are as far as you as your own person as an individual. What brought you to this place? So when he says that he's into the goth, when you say that you're into multiple partners, what really truly was the catalyst that was flip you all's mind or guided your mind to go ahead and be where you are before just trying to judge and just say you this, you that, and everything? I'm like, nah, there's a backstory on everything. That's where I am. That's all. I digress. My mic is muted.
I'm glad you switched your word from what flipped a person's mind to being that way to what you said guided them. And the word I would use is led, because when you're being guided, it's leading, same thing. And it would be really, really wonderful if more people had that kind of perspective, like to inquire about things, to learn so we can grow, opposed to judging. One of my episodes, one of my topic titles, and I may not get this completely correct, but it's something like expanding your consciousness to elevate your mind, because some people think so small, and if we only like be around people that think like us, and we're judgmental and we're not acquiring, not that inquiring means that we have to agree. We don't have to agree, but the more we understand something, then we learn. It's almost like, say you're in school and there could be any subject, spelling, arithmetic, social studies, science. You don't understand anything or understand something, but you don't ask the question. So now you're going to go through the whole day in school not knowing something you could have got the answer to easily if you had just inquired and asked the goddamn question. It's just that simple.
But see, the thing is that, believe it or not, to people, asking and inquiring is actual work. And it's not that simple, because as soon as you incorporate the word work, it begins to become something that's tiresome before you even picked up anything that you had to do within that spectrum. Look, people not wanting to ask questions, people not wanting to inquire. Well, why is that? It's because we have been faceted to a point where once you already, the people that don't want to find out are the people who already made a preconceived notion. They do not want to be seen as wrong. If they actually were to dig in and start looking into something and, oh, snap. Oh, I thought they was, oh, they live in, oh, I didn't. They don't, a lot of people don't want that. So before they will admit that they're wrong through research, because research can just nullify everything you just said, they'll just go ahead and just like stick to their guns. And they'll keep on doubling, tripling, quadrupling down. It's just what it is. I digress. My mic is muted.
I hate it and I love it when you speak my thoughts to me. It'd be so funny because I'll be like, yeah, I'll be right there. But it's just one of those things. When people don't ask questions, it's because they don't want to learn. Like, don't I want to stay in my bliss. And in my bliss, I mean the ignorance that don't help me to learn nothing, because I just want to be right. I want to have this point. I don't want to grow. I don't want to elevate. So don't tell me I'm not gonna ask. I'm just gonna shoot this ideal out here, and we gonna leave it at that.
But don't forget about the part of also, I don't want to look stupid and actually admit, like, you know what, y'all, what's wrong? There are a lot of times people just never wanted to come out and say that. As simple as it is. Go ahead to the comments.
I'll say we are going to be ending up really, really soon, ladies and gentlemen. Or gentlemen. Dark Lake has entered the chat and he says, there are too many Black people who think there is something wrong with you if you're not wearing a basketball jersey 24/7. Oh my goodness. Braxton says kinks, fetishes, and interests are awesome. Well, there's a lot to be said about that. We gonna get into some kinky shit and some other topics. I got so much to talk about because I'm such a diverse person. Dark Lake said, I'll take my jersey. Oh, wait, no. And I'll take my jersey with some skull heads or a rock band or one of Aaliyah. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Dun 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 dun. I was waiting because they chatting. But
I would
yeah.
say something to what you were talking about earlier, as far as you said the delusion, correct? That was the original, right? The delusion of how people either see themselves or
The delusion with designer wear when you allow that to define you. And we can take that Dark Lake's comment. People think something wrong with you if you don't wear a basketball jersey 24/7. I had a conversation with my 24 my son that's 24 years of age. I hate saying the word old because age is not old. It's just an age. You're a certain amount of years of age. But my inquiring mind wants to know. But he was talking about going to a restaurant, right? Like for look, see you. Let me stick to my thought. He wanted to go to a restaurant, and he was like, "But I don't have anything to wear there." I'm like, "Boy, what you talking about? You got plenty of clothes." He was like, "But ain't nobody gonna have nothing like that on." So you mean to tell me, because what you've seen on social media and people dressing like this and people dressing like that, you don't want to take your cool ass up in there with your goddamn Nike sweatshirt on and your Nike hoodie and show these people that motherfuckers that wear hoodies and sweats can come in this motherfucker too? You mean to tell me you not going because son? So what did I tell him? I say, son, that's like a low self-esteem issue, right? Like you want to fit in because you don't look like them. You're not comfortable going. And he didn't get it. He said, I don't have low self-esteem. But why are you comparing yourself to what them people got on? If you can afford to go to the restaurant and they not gonna turn you away because you got on your sweatshirt and your Nike hoodie, why would you not go? Why not show people that, hey, it's all right to come in here looking like this? Like people think they have to dress fancy to go to a fancy restaurant. That's just what we do, that so we can feel important. I'm gonna dress up and I'm gonna go to this nice restaurant. So when I post, I can look elite and I can look classy. You don't have to look classy when you are classy. Like what you are and who you are is gonna is the way you carry yourself. It ain't about the way you look.
well, all right. So, all right. Again, I got a hard time. All right. So look, it's not about whether or not you are the most fancy and you can do the most fancy. It's the thing. There is nothing wrong with wanting to show that you can see your life. Nothing wrong with that. The thing is I think the key word that's being missed in what you're saying, I mean, it's just my observation. Priority. You see, the thing is that if everything is in check and I can afford to show that I own horses and I'm fresh to death and I am Marco Polo on that horse of Ralph Lauren, like I can show you that literally. Like, I don't think it's nothing wrong with that at all, as long as priorities are in check. And what I believe that most of us do is we try to put the cart before the horse. We try to flex and flaunt before we really truly are there. I'm talking about from here to there, as far as your pockets, from your headspace to your actual pockets. A lot of us don't take time to do that. That's, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm just saying, to land it. I don't never want my people to think it's anything wrong with like really being like, it feels good. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Like, we've always had that. And I believe that our minds have been shifted into believing we not supposed to have that. And I'm not gonna have my headspace be that. No, no, my ancestors and everything. No, man, they was in the finest of garments. There's no reason why I can't be in it as well. But if my pockets cannot afford it, and if it goes beyond my means, and if I'm not keeping my priorities in check, then I just need to fall back and I need to be a simple civilian, not a peasant. Let's just say a simple civilian until I'm able to, level up.
I feel you. I know what you mean. You make a great point when you say I don't want my people to ever feel like, it's not okay not to have the finer things. I get that. But if that's not your style to dress a certain way, whether you can afford it or not, that's not your style. My son don't dress up. I haven't seen him in a pair of slacks since what did he wear for his high school graduation? I don't even do. What did he wear for his graduation? I remember the 8th grade graduation, he was clean, but I remember prom, he was clean. He ain't had on nothing fancy like that since prom graduate. Like, I don't even think he wore anything fancy like that to graduate. That ain't his thing. What I was saying is, if I want to go to a restaurant and it's not a requirement, me as a female, that I wear a ball gown to the restaurant, but every time I see people posting pictures, they're wearing ball gowns and tiaras. Just because I don't have a ball gown and a tiara don't mean if I want to go to that restaurant, I'm not going to that restaurant. That's where he was coming from. The stuff that we usually see, that people that go to this restaurant, they're dressed like this. I don't have clothes like that, so I don't want to go because ain't nobody gonna be looking like me up in there. That's ludicrous to me. If they not gonna turn you away with your white t-shirt on and your sweatpants and your Jordans, nigga, go eat. The fuck? You want to know what the food tastes like? Go take your ass in there and go eat. The fuck? That's what I'm saying.
But, let's just say not everybody was raised with table manners. Let's go ahead and play the metaphors. Everybody wasn't raised with table manners. You're talking about go inside and eat. Not everybody knows how to sit down at the table. They don't even know how to wash their hands when they come in the door. So just keep that in mind. So, you got to remember that as much as I know you feel gun-ho on what you're saying, not everybody is on that level of what it is you're speaking about. But you can still talk to the people, though. Still talk to the people. But just know, don't think everybody is on the level that. Matter of fact, most people aren't.
I get that. In specifics with my son, though, he got the table manners. He just wasn't comfortable enough within himself to come as you are, so to speak. He is like, I don't want to come as I am. I guess he wanted to be, when you in Rome, do what the Romans do. If I'm not gonna go to Saudi Arabia if I'm not gonna have one of them what's the names tied around my head or whatever. Like, what I'm gonna go to Saudi Arabia for with my jeans and my t-shirt on? Like, if I'm not gonna ride a camel, I'm not going. So I guess he figured, hey, I ain't got no button-up shirt and no slacks and no dress shoes, so I ain't going to the restaurant.
Well, one,
and to me, that goes back to, like, he allowed that, bringing it full circle for the topic, he allowed that to define him. I don't have what they have, so
Well, just so you know what you was talking about, Islamically, that's called a schmuck. So go ahead. Schmuck. Look, people's uniqueness, like what people need to learn is that there are so many different pockets of life, right? The fact is that folks don't know how to fit into the pocket of life in which they fit into. And because we keep preaching all of this, like everybody's so the same, I'm telling you now, it is the narrative that's messing people up too. Everybody's the same. So now nobody has to worry about trying to figure out where I really actually belong, because it's said that I can belong any damn where I want to belong. So now you got a whole bunch of people, like I said earlier, remember, running around trying to figure out where do they belong? Where's my tribe? You know what I'm saying? Where do I fit in? I've gone over here. I've gone to this sector on YouTube. I've gone to this sector on Instagram and everything else. And everybody's trying to find a place. You see what I'm saying? Well, most, should I say, not everybody. But I digress. My mic is muted.
I feel you. I can even expound on that and say, even with that being the case, let's say you got the jogging suit tribe. If the jogging suit tribe has enough table manners, and throw that in there, and the finances to go to this restaurant, what's wrong with the jogging suit gang going to this restaurant? I'm gonna go to the comments, and then we gonna wrap it on up, y'all. We done rocked out good tonight.
That sounds cool.
Dark Lake says, I would hop on the panel, but I'm not home and my phone is about to die. I'll try and make the next one, but great topic. I appreciate you, darling. You are here. It is good to see you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you whenever you can make it, whether you join the panel or not. It's all good. Somebody got to be in the chat. You know, it is what it is, dog. My voice just went super, super high. Yeah, but it is what it is, dog. I'm to
say, I mean, that's a lot better than you going Barry White, because they're not.
I'm a comedian, man. Look, hey, don't hate on the deep voice, dog. Like, cause I could go there, man. Like, I could really go there, man.
Yeah, let me go ahead and get my This has been an awesome show.
Look, y'all gonna see more of my personality, because like I'm eccentric. This is the Sensual Eccentric podcast. I'm gonna get my tongue together. Yeah, get my tongue together. I like getting booted and suited, looking fresh, and going to a formal fancy event if I'm invited. I still try to add my goth rocker edge and my suit of vest and dress shirt. Hey, now that sounds dope. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Okay, so thinking about final thoughts, because we've said a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Seven, rock out with your final thoughts, hon. Sum up everything that that we've talked about. How you feeling about it? What should people do to not be delusional when it comes to designer wear? Just what's on your mind?
The more you know yourself, the more you know you. So, I mean, I really don't have too much to say. I think we really covered everything that needs to be said. Those who lead with designer, those who lead with their wallet, those who lead with their body are those who do not know themselves and their true value. Because if they did, then they wouldn't sell themselves so short. based upon trinkets and things that will depreciate as soon as it's pulled off the lot. So, I mean, that's just up to the individual. Allow that individual to learn if they learn and not if they not. But with that being said, I digress. The mic is muted. I appreciate you. Much respect to the family.
One love, darling. To expound on that, I will say as my final thought, you define you. Nothing else should define you other than you. Who are you? Your character. Internally, from the inside out. If you cannot, or if you are not able to define yourself by your character, in my humble opinion, that is a problem and something is seriously wrong. I don't want these glasses to define me. I'm cute with the glasses on. I'm cute with the glasses off. It's the first time I've taken them off tonight. Like, I get it. Sometimes we want the comfort of certain things. Sometimes I really think I look better just with a little extra flair. Y'all saw that flare? Ooh. The wax on, wax off effect. But it doesn't define me. I am beautiful. I am wonderful when I take all of this off. When we go to bed at night, that's who we are. And well, I was going to say, I hope we're not going to bed with designer clothes on, but some people got, designer pajamas and stuff like that. So, if you sleep with pajamas on, then that's a totally different story. But getting back to the final thoughts, allow who you truly are to your core when you have nothing on. Okay, since everybody don't sleep naked, how about when you in the shower? Most people are butt booty hole ass naked in the shower. Who you are when you're in the shower, washing your body. Let that define who you are. And hopefully we taking showers and all of that good stuff. I'm in a humorous mood. This has been the Sensual, Eccentric podcast, episode 5. We have discussed the delusion with Designerwear, what defines you and you're cool. I am Galaxy Venus. I will see you guys on the next episode. One love, much love, all the time. Toodles.
What you want, and then I will make it real indeed. Don't say time to go. No, I know you got some to spare. We've been fighting feeling when it's obvious that we both care. So take me to the moon. I wanna be with the stars. Send me into orbit. Oh, send me